Banksia Hill staff are off the job.
Guards at Kitty Jail reckon they're not paid enough. They're not technically guards because Banksia Hill is not technically a jail. To make ourselves feel better about locking up kids as young as 10, we call them youth custodial officers and say they work at a youth detention centre. Or not working as the case was from 1 p.m. Thursday when most of them abandoned their posts. For a moment there, the kids might have thought that the lack of adults around meant they could go nuts Macaulay Culkin style. But the government put Banksia Hill in lockdown, so now we have 100 bored teenagers confined to their cells, which we don't call cells because that would imply Banksia Hill is a prison. The strike comes 1 week after a youth custodial officer wound up in hospital with a broken jaw after a group of inmates climbed onto the roof and pelted any adult in sight with projectiles. The YCO's representative, the pithily named Community and Public Sector Union Civil Service Association, says staff at Banksia Hill are 100 times more likely to be assaulted on the job compared with guards in adult jails.
Well, at least the kids at Casuarina have been quiet.
They tried everything to settle the children who'd been transferred from Banksia to Casuarina and nothing seemed to work. As a last resort, they sent in an international expert.
It's me, Mario!
The kitty crims deemed so dangerous they need to be kept in an adult jail have been given Nintendo Switches.
Play the games you want, wherever you are.
That's the reason we haven't heard much about them since that riot on New Year's Eve.
And there I was hoping we'd made some sort of progress on rehabilitation.
Troubled, dysfunctional children in Western Australia, and this is the time we're going to deploy some lazy parenting. We said if you shut up and don't cause trouble, you'll get a reward. Been told one kid smashed his because he didn't like the colour, and so they gave him a new one that was a different colour. Turns out screen time is a universally effective way to get children, law-abiding or otherwise, to be quiet. The kids were so well behaved while playing Fortnite, Minecraft and whatever else, they were told they could go back to Banksia Hill.
It's bizarre, but at least it's something.
Well, but then they were packing their stuff up and they were told that they couldn't take their Nintendos.
Wait, what?
They quickly worked out that if they were good, they didn't get screen time. So what do you think happened next?
It's riot time!
Imagine being a child with so little that's good in your life that you're willing to stay in an adult prison just so you get to play with a toy. Mario Kart diplomacy comes after the children in Unit 18 of Casuarina, that's the juvie wing, were apparently given new TVs in their cells. A few of those have been smashed as well. Screen time bribery comes a few months after we sent in Colonel Sanders to negotiate a truce between the teenagers and the guards.
Complete disaster. Is any part of the prison system working at the moment?
The walkout at Banksia Hill came a few hours after an inmate at Hakea prison was beaten to death, apparently by another prisoner or prisoners. Ashley Bropho was in jail after he lured a little girl to his house and abused her. The man who was raised in the same house as Cleo Smith kidnapper Terence Kelly had recently told a court he wanted to stay in jail to keep out of trouble. Reports about what happened at Hakea and what's happening at Banksia Hill are now sitting in Bill Johnston's in-tray, which is piling up because he's working hard with an overseas trade delegation. Here's another for the to-do list when you get back, Bill. They've just discovered the water at Wooroloo prison farm is dodgy, so nobody can drink it. Staff and inmates there are chugging out of bottles after someone looked inside the underground pipe providing water to the facility and discovered it was chock full of dark goo.
It's a bit nutty.
Yuck.
They're now trying to work out what the goo is, how long it's been there, and whether it's bad
Well,
for
it's
you.
not going to be good for you, is it?
Probably not.
Free goo.
A staff walkout, a death, crook water, and news that kids are smashing TVs when they're not gaming the system to get a Nintendo. And that's just one day in the Department of Corrective Services. Should have bought a one-way ticket, Bill. I'm Ben Harvey.
That's confidence. That's confidence. That's confidence. Once you know what you're doing, there's nothing stopping you. To take on the market with confidence, watch Trading Up, your daily finance update at thewest.com.au.